Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's xBundok here. Today we're going to be painting up a happy little death dog. Now, it does come with two in the pack. We will only be painting one in this video, as it was actually my friend that requested these to be painted up, and the other one she wants to look similar to her own little pupper, and I want to leave that as a surprise once I finish it for her, so I won't be including that in here. So the one we're going to paint up is going to be the figure on the right with, the maws open. We're going to stick to the same color scheme, just do a simple base coat of black, do some the red in the mane, and then do some dry brushing with a gray red, some detailing, a wash, and a little bit more accent dry brushing. Now, I was really happy with these figures because one thing you see a lot with the Marvelous minis is, especially on like the hinge of the mouth or wherever their line separation for their mold might be, you don't have as much delineation in the teeth. Like there always seems to be some extra plastic or something there. But these were surprisingly clean. So let's get to painting them. We're going to use the Abaddon Black for our base coat here and just apply as regular. I know some folks probably would have wanted to do a gray base and then darken to then highlight. I was fine with starting with the black base. I didn't have any trouble with it. I mean, it does end up being a very dark mini, but they are black and red death dogs. So it worked for me. It worked for the look I was going to go for them. But of course, you're always welcome to try whatever you want whenever you're painting yours up to get the effect that you would like. So if you're debating between whether you want to use black or gray, now you at least know how the black looks like for the bottom coat. Alright, so now we're going to mix up our red for the mane, which I used 2 of the MSP colors for. Just give me a second here. There we go. We had the crimson red and the heraldic red that we used to get that coloring there. And then we took a little bit of that to mix in with our dry brush gray. And I ended up using the concrete gray and some of the adamantium black just to get a little bit of a sheen. Now I wanted that red gray for the dry brush on the fur because when you look at it in the pictures, it looks like they have that tinge of red going the whole way through. I recognized very quickly after I ended up doing the wash, it kind of lost that tinge, so I went back and had the dry brush a little bit more red at the end. But, we're always working, we're always learning, when you find ways to fix things that you thought would work but didn't. So here is that red-gray dry brush. I think it would have worked great if I used it only after a wash, and I kind of wouldn't have lost the silvery sheen that I kind of put with it there. I was debating between doing a black wash or the brown wash because I was thinking black for a bit more shading, brown for a bit more of, dingy feral hound kind of feel. Either way, I feel like I would have lost what I got with that dry brushing and would have had to go back and redo it anyway. So once we finish up this red dry brushing here, we're going to go in and do some of the detailing, like getting the teeth painted and the tongues painted. I went a little outside of recommended colorations whenever it came to the eyes. In the next clip, you'll kind of see I went with having some red streaking coming down from the orbital socket, either if you want the effect of, their eyes tracing, or if it's just red fur around their eyes. Either way, I kind of like how that transferred. I think it works pretty well. Now, I do end up going with the brown wash, especially because of the mouth, because you don't want teeth that white, you don't want super white, because it's just not natural in most cases. So we're going to move forward, we're going to do a wash, and we'll see what it's looking like after that. Alright, so here he is after the wash. As you can see, I kind of lost some of those tones I was telling you about. So we are going to go back and redo a little bit of dry brushing and some of the highlights. I won't show you that since I showed you that what I was doing earlier. I'm just going to show you some of the final pictures. Pretty happy with how he turned out, just to be a standard death dog. Fur is always interesting, especially when you get the patchiness like this one has. It just takes a little bit of practice to figure out the color combos you'd like. So overall, I think he turned out pretty good. Yeah, big, spoopy, two-headed dog you'd run into and not want to run into. Thank you all for watching, as always, for liking, commenting, and subscribing. We're up to almost 330 subscribers, which is insane. This is a shorter video this week, but trust me when I tell you that the plan for I cannot speak today. The plan for next week's video is absolutely ridiculous. I'll put a little teaser in the community tab of what we have lined up. I'm about to go and get working on that. So as always, take care.